is a lay flat. It's not easy. I struggle with this one too. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. You're basically catching it with the back of your hand, so there's no grip at all. So the trick to a lay flat to start with before we begin is to know where your balance point is, okay? So on my chuck on here, this one's a little bit lower than my other chucks, meaning the lay flat that I'm gonna do is probably gonna happen a little bit to the outside of the balance point, this way, outside, not onto the inside. You can, if you catch it to the inside of the chuck, it'll basically hit your hand and wanna roll off because the weight's gonna fall down and over. Do you see how that works? If I go too far this way, it's gonna crumple inward. So if my hands are too far out, it's gonna crumple inward, but if my hands are too far in, it's gonna keep rotating around. So the first thing to know is where is the balance point on this chuck? Before you do anything, kind of put your hand and find it, okay? Mine is kind of around the yellow part, not perfectly, but it's right around the yellow part. So that is where I'd like to go. The second part of this is the throw. You don't want a high rotation into it because it's really hard to get this lay flat to land. I can do it occasionally, but my odds are it's gonna end up tangling over one, it's gonna ricochet or bounce off one. So it's gonna be a nice, light, and easy throw like this. The next thing about the lay flat that you wanna work on is as it starts to rotate, you're waiting for it to get sideways and you're shifting your hand under, sometimes a little bit higher than sideways. So like my hands are kind of sink in like this. So I'm seeing the rotation, I'm finding it and I'm trying to sink in with it. So sometimes if it hits my hand directly, it could bounce off, especially if you use foam or lightweight nunchucks, it's a lot easier for it to bounce off. So the next step is to kind of pad my way into the throw. So I'm looking at the throw and I'm trying to move around the same speed with my hand, but slightly slower, just a little bit, and that would allow you to catch it. And last but not least, the big trick to a lay flat is just practice, practice, practice. Find where your balance point is. It's gonna be different for everyone, and then keep pushing up. Once you do a lay flat once, your left hand can kind of pop it straight up and you can try it again. I'm not the best at this. I just discovered that we can keep doing it over and over again, but it'll look something like that. So I'm probably not gonna do it now that I'm on here. But yeah, so you're gonna try to balance off the back of your hand and try to rotate it onward. See, I make mistakes all the time. Whoosh. I'm trying to work this out too, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Like, it's a nice challenge. A lay flat is not easy to do. So if you want a nice little nunchuck challenge, give it a whirl. Hope you all have been doing well. Let me know what you think.